Yoski Woski. I've been meaning to make this video for a while, and I've been talking to you guys in the comments and on TikTok, and it kind of clued me in that a lot of you wanted to set up your own drum spaces and have been using my videos as a reference, which really warms my heart. So I came home from a couple of tours with my practice space looking like this. Mainly because I've had to leave for music things twice since the year was kind of winding down and I didn't have enough time to tidy up or just organize things. And you know, I'm lazy. I don't like organizing, but it's a super important part of kind of keeping things together and maintaining a space in which you can create freely. So I figured this would be like a really good time to talk about how I set up things, why I do these things in the first place. And from what I read in the comments, a lot of you guys play, so I'm hoping that this information will be helpful for you. I feel like, as I stated earlier, how I organize my space kind of works in tandem with how I create. So if the space is nice and organized, I have an easier time kind of navigating and redoing things in a way where I don't get frustrated. That means everything being set up and put together in a way so that, you know, in between takes, I don't have to ruffle through my recycling, which was in a recent video, and I'm not embarrassed to admit that. It's easier to lean into practicing and recording. Also, don't make fun of the cat hair. I have two black floopy cats. Sometimes they sneak into the studio and they're not supposed to be in here. So once I'm done sweeping, getting rid of that cat hair, it's time to set Toby up. Drum kits are big and they take up a lot of space if you don't know how to kind of organize them within said space. Here's what I feel is like the easiest and least obstructive way to set them up. I also use this method at live shows too, so it kind of helps me get into that mode of getting everything together and making sure that I'm comfortable enough to play. And if you have a better way, let me know down below. Like, I would really love to learn from you guys. Anyway, always big drums first. I set up the bass drum facing down, attach the kick pedal, and then set it up, the legs kind of get it sturdy so that it's kind of leaning back a little bit and that the kick pedal is kind of firmly placed on the ground. Well, not kinda, but you get it. After that, I bring in the drum throne just to establish where I'll be sitting while I'm playing. And then next, I bring in my floor tom. Height-wise, I keep both the floor tom and the snare about waist butt length, just so that, you know, it's flat in front of me. That's up to you and your comfortability level. You can really set things as tall as high as you want. I'm not your dad. So next I bring in the snare, and again I keep this seat kind of close to me as I set it up, about waist high as I stated before. And the last drum I put together is the high tom. The height of that is also up to you. I just want to make sure that you have it kind of at arm's length, so it's like close but not intrusive. Would you like more information about that? It can, you know, that could be a whole separate video, but if you want to learn more about that, you know, let me know in the comment. So my drum setup's a little tight. I like to keep everything really, really close to me, just because, you know, I don't like moving around and expending a lot of needless energy. Next, I set up the hi-hat stand, which again is the cymbal stand you kind of want closest to you. Here's the foot distance. Just so you know how close to your legs it should be while you're sitting. The most important thing here is that your feet are comfy and that you can play in a way that feels relaxed and natural to you. After that, I set up the ride cymbal, and getting a good angle on that is another super personal thing. But again, I want it close but not intrusive, really close to reach, but also not far away where I have to kind of move my arm out a little too much to hit it. And this is followed by the crash cymbal. I keep this on the outside between my snare and hi-hat, but you can basically place it anywhere, overlooking those. So again, I can just hit it easily, but it's not getting in the way when I'm hitting any of the other drums. So I bought this. I know, it's probably the worst name for a product that you've ever seen. I've used it once, but I'm not sure if I can recommend it yet. If you'd like more information about Groove Juice, just sound off below and I'll do a whole exploration on it. So Cymbals. Start with the hi-hat, obviously placing the bottom hi-hat on first. Then I take the clutch, screw it, make sure that there is a piece of felt sandwiched between both of the metal washers, both on the top and the bottom side of the clutch, and then screw it on and place it onto its desired height. After that, feel free to place the ride and the crash cymbal where you need it to be, and adjust it to your desired height. We've done so much so far, so now I'm just going to tell you how I set up my recording equipment. Feel free to skip ahead if you don't have any of this stuff, or if you're not necessarily using this space for recording. First, I place my recording interface on Toby and make sure he's nice and cozy. Next, I get my overheads in place. Next, I put my bass drum mic in place. Also, if you have a hole in some padding, feel free to throw it inside of the bass drum. You're gonna get a really rich sound from that. After that, we have drum mic setup. I connect my XLR cables into my interface first, and then I connect those cables into the mics themselves, and I'm ready to record. So that's basically how I do everything here. Let me know if you have any questions, especially regarding recording software. I use Ableton personally, but there are so many different DAWs you can use. If you have anything you want to know about equipment specifications, mixing, feel free to ask anything below. Also, I was thinking about doing a cost breakdown on what I use. That'd be fun. I don't need. Or if you want to learn more about Groove Juice, it's a product that exists. And feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you'd like to see from the channel. If you want more informational content like this, hear about tour stories, I'm always down to do whatever, and it really helps out the channel.